Have you ever been away from home for a very long time? The Book of Ezra tells a wonderful story about God's people, the Israelites finally getting to return home after being in a faraway land for many, many years. It all started when God touched the heart of a powerful king named Cyrus, the king of Persia. This king made a special announcement. The Israelites were free to go back to their home city, Jerusalem, and rebuild the temple of God. Imagine the excitement! Families packed up their things and began a long, long journey across the desert. They were going home. Their mission was to rebuild God's house so they could worship Him there again, just like their ancestors did. They carried tools, supplies, and precious treasures for the temple that the king had given back to them. When they arrived in Jerusalem, they found the city in ruins. But they didn't lose hope. They started by building an altar to worship God, and then they laid the foundation for the new temple. Everyone was so happy they sang and praised God. But soon, some enemies who lived nearby tried to stop them. They caused trouble and made the people feel scared, and for a while, the building work stopped completely. It seemed like their dream might not come true, but God never forgot His people. He sent prophets named Haggai and Zechariah to encourage them. The prophets reminded the people to be strong and finish the work God had called them to do. With new courage, they started building again, and this time with God's help, they finished it. The temple was complete, and they celebrated with a huge, joyful festival, dedicating the beautiful new house to God. Many years later, another important person came to Jerusalem. His name was Ezra. Ezra was a priest and a teacher who loved God's word with all his heart. He traveled all the way from Persia to help the people. When he arrived, he saw that even though the temple was rebuilt, the people had started to forget God's laws. Ezra was very sad, but he knew what to do. He gathered everyone together, from the oldest to the youngest, and read God's word to them out loud. He taught them what it meant to follow God and live in a way that pleased Him. As the people listened, their hearts were touched. They realized they needed to turn back to God completely. Ezra led them in prayer, and everyone promised to follow God's ways once more. The story of Ezra is a beautiful reminder that God always keeps His promises. He is a God of restoration who brings His people back home. It teaches us that no matter how far we might stray, God is always ready to welcome us back when we return to Him with our whole hearts. It's a story about rebuilding, returning, and rediscovering the joy of following God. Thanks for watching. If you liked this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.